What is up guys, welcome back to my channel, this is Ash and let's get on with today's video. Our episode starts with an incredible view to the cliffs of Manjangi. As the wind blows hard, we can see our MC standing there with a depressing look on his face as he says, and I quote, "Coming here reminds me of the old days. Especially the days when I dreamed of becoming the god of martial arts. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I wanted it so badly," he says, as his gaze wanders on the distance. "Whenever I talked about my dream, people acted like I had lost my mind. I trained relentlessly. Even though I didn't become the god of martial arts, I thought my training was sufficient. But now I'm starting to think that it wasn't enough." As silence takes over for a short second, Officer of Shining Light Demonic Cult stands behind our MC and yells, "Mad Demon." Our MC turns around and sees the demonic cult behind him. The officer quickly starts a conversation and I quote, "Stop with the nonsense, and hand over the jade of heaven you stole from us," he says with quite the mad expression on his face, and some demon cult soldiers behind him. Our MC also mad answers, "Officer, can't you see that I'm speaking?" The officer quickly stops him and says, "What's the use of stalling with these trivial stories? It's over for you. You've done a good job of running away until now, but there's nowhere left to escape." At the same time our MC takes out what it looks like a pill and I quote, "You said this is the jade of heaven, right? Should I throw it over the edge?" The officer quickly takes back what he said and apologizes, saying that he can continue to speak. Our MC turns back around and looks at the distance and continues to say, "I am quite good with psychological warfare, stratagems, tactics, lying, and pitting people against each other. I am never fooled by badger games. And I have exceptional tolerance for alcohol." The officer in the back says, "Well, that's what you think. In fact, could the reason that those badger games didn't work on you, Mad Demon, be that beautiful women simply weren't interested on you? It didn't work because the women were simply of your caliber. Everyone in the land knows this to be true." They both give an intense look at each other, and our MC says, "Shall I toss it?" And then the officer once more says, "You may continue." Our MC he once again turns back admiring the view and continues his story and I quote, "The most versatile and talented in the land pursuing the title of the god of martial arts is me, Mad Demon." The officer yells, "Are you finished?" Mad Demon our MC answers, "Not yet. After going through all of this I realized everything was in vain. Traveling far and wide to meet with other masters, I mean." The officer interrupts and says, "What are you talking about? Aren't you pursued by them all across the land? You're higher on their list than I am, and I'm a member of the demonic cult. The name Mad Demon was given to you by the traditional faction, was it not?" Mad Demon once more offers to throw the jade of the cliff. The officer quickly answers, "My apologies if you were offended." Mad Demon, seeing the patience of the officer, comes to the conclusion that the jade has to be of great importance to him. Mad Demon continues to say, "On top of that, more than 100 of the demonic cult's elite fighter have died by my hands whilst pursuing me. And yet even then, to still have to hold back." The officer starts getting mad, "Mad Demon, you're babbling thoughtlessly." Mad Demon switches to a serious face and says, "You're bloodthirsty. Fine, I suppose you want to kill me. I respect your decision. This will be our final battle. But first, it will be bothersome to fight with this on me, so I'll just throw it off the cliff first." The officer, in attempts to stop Mad Demon from throwing the jade down, says, "I'm sorry for getting emotional. We can resolve this." Mad Demon with a scary expression on his face answers, "How you want to talk it out? I have nothing to say to you. You're the bastard who was after me for days. You came at me on all sides. Because of you, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't even shit. Do you have any idea what a foul mood I'm in?" The officer says back to him, "Well, that was the point. That's what it means to be hunted down." Mad Demon shows the jade one more time and eats it. The officer and everyone behind him was in shock. "You're out of your mind. You ate it?" Mad Demon with a self-satisfied face says, "Judging by your reaction, I think that was the right move." The officer with quite the scary face yells, "Kill him." But quickly takes it back since he still has the jade and yells, "Capture him alive." We'll grind him up alive and deliver him to our leader." Then all the demon cult soldiers started charging at Mad Demon. Mad Demon, ready to accept the outcome, gets ready to fight them all. Once they got close enough, Mad Demon started to dodge and fight as hard as he could. At the moment he has the upper hand, killing everything on his path. Then he stops for a second and says, "Take a look around, Officer of Shining Light. How many of your men are you going to allow to die? I killed your subordinates for days as they chased me down. It took a lot out of me. Isn't it time that you face me yourself?" The officer, very angry at Mad Demon, says, "Fine. I'll deal with you myself." Quickly he yells, "Everyone get back." Mad Demon gets serious and says, "I've never gotten a good look at you before. Now I can see that you're in quite a good shape." The officer yells, "Silence," while running at him. Mad Demon stands firm and yells, "Come and get it." But while they are both charging at each other, Mad Demon had being hurt while he was being chased down, and it started to hurt him a lot. But that does not stop him. He is determined to take Officer of Shining Light down with him. And then a big clash between their powers happens. A lot of smoke takes over the area and nothing can be seen. However, Mad Demon is seen flying through the air, heavily wounded. As he falls, he thinks to himself, was it too much to try to face him in this state? Then we see the officer, who was also wounded, says to himself, "Mad Demon. To exhibit that much strength even in that condition. He's even more powerful than they say." The officer looks ahead of him and sees Mad Demon falling off the cliff and yells, "No." Mad Demon, while blood still coming out his mouth, says, "Ha. This works, too. I hope your leader kills you all." The officer, in a desperate attempt to find the body, sends everyone down the cliff to find it. While Mad Demon is falling, he thinks to himself, "After everything, it's comforting to know that I'm going out giving it my all. I've sacrificed sleep and fought until the bitter end on that cliff. I killed so many of the demonic cult's elite fighters and swallowed the sacred treasure of the demonic cult. I can now say I've concluded my life in style. Would I have been honored as a chivalrous fighter this year by the League if they had known? At this point, I guess it doesn't really mean anything. And more importantly, why was I never able to date a beautiful woman?" Then all of a sudden a light appears, and Mad Demon sees himself standing in a room full of light, wondering, what is this place? An old man appears behind him, and I quote, "To consume an item containing spirits so recklessly, you really must not be in the right mind." Mad Demon then notices that the old man started floating. In a surprised face, Mad Demon says, "You're a great master." The master proceeds to say, "That's not important right now. The souls of countless masters were trapped inside the Jade of Heaven. Because you have swallowed it, the souls of those who could not return now latch onto your own." Mad Demon, still confused, says, "What?" The master answers, "When you sleep, their souls will awaken. When you eat, the energy stored in food will be shared with them. The spirits will stick to those you touch as well. The large influx of chi will be difficult to handle." Mad Demon then says, "That sounds good to me. That just means I'll have more chi." The master thinks to himself, is he a fool? Losing control and becoming paralyzed sounds good? I have to ask. The master gives a death stare and says, "Why did you swallow the Jade of Heaven?" Mad Demon, in shock, can only think to himself, that stare, I feel like he could kill me with just a glance. Just as I thought, he's a true master. If you don't tell me what I want to hear, you will die on the spot. No, you will cease to exist. No tricks. You have to answer. Mad Demon then proceeds to answer the master question. I didn't eat it because I wanted to. I ate it to prevent the leader of the demonic cult from doing so. The master asks, why? Mad Demon, with a short and simple answer, says, because I hate him. He doesn't see people as people. I don't even want to imagine what would happen if he gets stronger. Then the master says, you hate him because he doesn't see people as people? You ate the Jade of Heaven because you couldn't bear to see him get stronger? The master starts to think, all right. I suppose you are honest. Then, with a smile on his face, the master says, that's a good reason. This is your last chance. After this, I will be punished as well, so I won't be able to help you. Madman, confused to what the master said, says to himself, "What on earth are you talking about?" The master then says, "This is the best option I can give you. In due time, it will become a gift." Then the master is seen creating some type of pill with energy on his hand. Then all of the sudden mad demon, all he can see is a white light. And then we are met with a house and a beautiful view of the mountains in the back. As to where our MC wakes up from, in shock he asked to himself, "Where am I? This is the inn I lived at when I was younger." Then from the distance we hear someone say the name Jahali. And that, guys, concludes our first episode. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what series you guys want to see. See you on the next upload.